Hi, welcome, it's Mr. Whirligig back again. Somebody inquired, like everybody does, and I like to help people out, is how I sort of finish up with my final design of a figurine. So what I thought I'd show you is how I did the bear, the fishing bear, because I've got quite a few bits left in my box of bits and pieces to show you how I started with it. Believe it or not, this here is one of my very early models on how I started to build a whirligig. I've taken the propeller up, obviously, and this is in my box of bits and pieces, and as you can see, I've moved along a long way from here to make them easier to make. So again, this bit here, let me bring it up to you, which I came up across the early way of doing it, and as you can see, I've got a different type of plastic bearing in there. They, believe it or not, are the inserts of a plumbing fitting in the UK, and they go inside a plumbing fitting. So I use them. They were very good. And this is a 10mm threaded shaft, which is how I started. And then at the end, we originally came up with this idea of putting drilling a hole in it and just putting a metal bracket, and as you can see, that is just an L-shaped bracket on there, not the U-shape. Again, the reason we had to go to the U-shape was, typical is that when it used to go up and down every now and again, it would come off the end. So in fact, what we did then was we made these into a U. So that's why we finished up with that. Okay, then. On the original ones, what I did is that I put a piece of wood right through the middle, and then when I wanted to screw my figurines on, I could screw them either side of that. Can you see? So that's how I first did it. And as you can see, with the support, it went right through the wood with a nut on the top. Again, you live and learn. This is how I started, and then obviously there's the fishing bear. We go over to design it at the fishing bear later, and then what we had at the end was the fish that came out of a sea effect, which I painted. I don't know if you can see that. So we did that like that, but yeah, it looked good in the garden, and then we tried putting a fin. This is very on the end, so when it was in the wind, because this was quite heavy, right, and of course what it wouldn't do, it wouldn't swing round, because again, because I never had this dead centre, there was weight on it, and it didn't actually perform very well in the garden. So we had to go away from that idea, and as you can see, we could call this, I suppose, Mark 1, couldn't we? Yeah, Mark 1, yeah. But this was the first figurine I worked with was with the bear, the fishing bear. He was very popular. And he was actually made out of a solid piece of wood, which I cut down on the bandsaw, and that's solid wood, which, as you can see, it's quite rough there. So he was made out of that. It was very good, it was very successful, it took me weeks to make. And then this was version 2 of the bear. As you can see, I've cannibalised a few bits, we've still got so we were away. What did we learn from that one? What we learned, again, we used the same mechanism here with the block. With this one, we actually tried putting bearings in, because with the first one it was so stiff, it just didn't work well, and I thought, well, the reason is because it's binding, in the armature bit here. So in fact, what we done, we put bearings in. I don't know if you can see them there. These are bearings. They came out of skateboard bearings. Yeah, skateboard bearings. They were the ideal. So I fitted those in there. Again, we're still using the 10mm threaded shaft there, We've got this end here with 2 nuts, and then as you can see here now, we've gone straight to the U bit so the wire doesn't come off. You can see so we went from there to there, and then we've progressed along further. We haven't got the piece of wood down the middle. We've decided to fit the legs on. So what I do is I actually carved out of a solid piece of wood the actual legs, and we screwed them to the bottom, which is how we finished up like that. And then the fishy bit, we cut a little bit of fish, and what we done, we mounted him on, I'm sorry it's actually broken there, but we mounted him on a wire piece, can you see, with a little hole in it, and he just went up and down. He went up and down on that. Yes, it worked. Unfortunately, the piece of wood split there, because again, this was solid wood, and unfortunately, with solid wood, if you get a crack, it does break. So that's why it's best to go over to a plywood, which doesn't do that, because the wood goes in different angles through the ply, doesn't it? So it has to stay solid. So that's when we went to number 2. The bottom, again, we've now changed, as you can see, rather than screw right through the base like we did on the first one, we screwed right through, so we couldn't move that. So we progressed along to a base bit there, and screwed it down with screws so we could move it up and down. And I think, I'm not sure if I bolted this one in. Let's have a look. The original ones, I actually put a bolt both sides. Let me just undo this screw for you, and then I can show you. To be honest, I can't remember. Yeah, we put a threaded grip washer in there. So we drilled that out bigger, put that in there, done that. Yeah, how long has, it's changed so much, isn't it? From that to what I use now. If you've seen some of the other videos, you'll see how much simpler it was. It is to do now. So hopefully by people watching this, you can actually see. I can save you lots of time on doing the experiments, and that is that one really. That was that's how we do them. They're not. It's not. But we do go on, and then of course we then finish up with the bear. And if you look on one of my other videos, we've actually got the final version of the bear. Again, this was all done out of solid wood, not done out of ply. It only eventually I went over to ply, because it's more stable. It doesn't split, and it lasts quite well. You don't have to rub. Yeah, it's just better. So anyway, that's that one. Not bad, is it? Quite good. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget, do what YouTube says. Subscribe and tick the bell so you get notified when I make new videos. I'm going to go and show you how I designed and how I made the bear and came up with the bear design, shall I? That'll be my next video. Anyway, be good, be happy, don't forget, tick and subscribe, and most of all, be kind to the animals. Well, thank you very much for watching the video. If you'd like to support my channel, you can do so by obviously sharing and liking and subscribing to the channel. But even more, I'd appreciate it more if you'd love to buy me a cup of tea so I can dunk my biscuits into. It would be greatly appreciated. Follow the link in the description. Thank you.